Welcome back to 21090 Brewing. Today is the beer review of our Draft Recipe IPA. I'm Todd and Andy and Eric. We got guest reviewers today, Billy and John, so they'll be able to tell us what they think. They weren't part of this brew day. So brew day was May 16th, so it's now middle of July. So we've got about 2 months from when we brewed this. So they've been sitting in the keg. We've all had them, and these guys haven't, so it'll be interesting to see what we think. We've got each beer poured, and again, we used all the same ingredients. If you remember the video, which we'll place where? Right here? There is the review of our brew day. It gives you all the ideas of what we did, some of the problems we had, the recipes. But again, the concept behind this was Annie and I kind of picked out of a hat grains and hops and yeast to use. Took that, and then we each brewed 3 different beers from those same ingredients. And we'll see how they taste different right now, right?
Sounds good.
All right, so without anything else, let's get into it. So first beer we're going to try is Andy's. Andy, your beer, what was the main thing for you? Again, we all use the same ingredients. Anything we need to know about it?
So this one, I went very heavy on the rye. I put a full pound of rye in. So you're going to probably pick up more of the rye flavor. I used a lot of dry hopping in this, 2.5 ounces, which is, so the nose is pretty good if you guys want to grab a glass.
Yeah, I think the nose is fantastic.
I used...
What did you dry hop with?
All 4. So Amarillo, the Nelson, the Savant, the Galaxy, and the Mosaic. Most of it Amarillo, almost 2 ounces of Amarillo in that. And then I only did almost a full ounce at 60 minutes, and the rest is all in the back end with 20 minutes or less. So.
And you had most rye, huh?
I had, yeah.
And you can see that in color there.
To me, it smells very tropical.
Yeah, very citrusy.
Very citrusy. So to me, the nose is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a dip in.
It's sweet.
Yeah,
Which one? I think it's good. Actually, to me, it's going to taste very, I think, similar to mine. The finish on this is where I think the bittering comes through. Sweet up front, bitter in the finish. Anybody else have an idea of what they're tasting here with Andy's?
It's almost
the first sip of it almost tasted like sweet, like a watermelon on the first sip, and then you get the bitterness.
It's almost the exact opposite of the last one I did,
right? Where
it was very sweet at the back end,
right? Mm-hmm. Right,
and kind of bitter just when you first kind of take a sip. And this one now, all the bitter. So, and again, this is the first time I've done any bittering hops at the 60-minute point in the boil, which is going to kind of make that a little more bitter.
Did you first wort too?
First wort, and I did. So you've got 1.5 ounces.
It's good
up front. So
real good, Andy. I think it turned out
it is
right.
very good. It's very good. Very tropical.
Mm-hmm. So that's Andy. So that's
it's Hop the Lala in honor of Kicks.
Hop the Lala.
Hop the Lala.
Right. You like that, John?
Kind of tastes a little bit like, if we want to throw a little local flavor in, a little bit like Tropicana.
It's not quite as citrusy, but it certainly has that nose on it and the sweetness up front. You didn't have as much trouble with temperatures, though, did you?
No, my trouble was volume because it was
okay.
low, so we ended up adding water at the end. But my temps were okay on this.
Good.
So.
Quality job, Andy. Good job. All right, so let's move on to Eric. Eric, yours is the middle one. You want to describe yours a little bit?
What was your name again, Eric?
Too many beers.
So mine was Hip Hop Anonymous. Love it. Love
John, he wins a name? Is that what it is?
Love the name. Where's the scorecard?
He got cat.
He got cat.
Anything special? No.
Now you're
Dry hopped with Amarillo Mosaic. Probably sat on the hops a little too long. I think they were on the hops dry hop 2 weeks. Really sweet tasting, from what I remember.
So you used whole leaf hops and everything, correct?
Just two of the hops were whole leaf, right?
Yep.
Two was
look, I don't know if you can pick this up. This thing is clear as day. I mean, you can see it looks amazing.
I think behind Andy's beer, it's really tough to taste some of the flavor. Yours was really powerful.
Yeah, well, one thing, with the dry hops and the whole leaf, I don't think the nose comes as much as the pellets. You don't smell it as much, and I think that it's affecting that sweetness.
This
right?
is definitely
this is
smoother.
This is definitely mellow, too. There's not nearly as bitter on this one.
I think the ABV on all 3 of these came in at around a little over 6%, if I'm not mistaken. We use the same grain bill, so the ABV is going to be the same.
It's interesting. It tastes totally different.
Does?
Oh man,
Totally
it's
different
been
from what?
changing since the first.
Okay.
It's so sweet.
Really? I don't think it's as sweet. It's really
No,
smooth.
no.
I mean, the clarity of this
It's definitely
is
not as sweet as the
fantastic.
first.
No, the first one was actually sweeter than this one is. which is
This one's smooth.
It's
straight
smooth now.
through.
It's
You don't
been
get
on
that
the-
bitterness
It's been on
at
tap
the-
for about 2 weeks now, and it's been getting better every day.
and we've noticed that about all the stuff
Yeah,
on
I don't
keg.
think it's too terribly
they've
sweet. Like
changed
you
a
Mm.
lot.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, when I first started drinking, I
Yeah.
couldn't finish a whole glass
Mhm.
because it was so
Yeah.
sweet. But
And what did you dry hop again with?
I dry hopped with Amarillo Mosaic.
Okay. You can't smell it on the nose as much. Andy's, yours smells amazing. Yeah, I don't smell it on yours, but the taste yours is. I don't think it's real sweet. But like you said,
It's very
really
smooth on the
smooth.
back.
It's
Yeah.
balanced.
Very
It's
smooth.
balanced. It's
Really
kind of
good
smooth
balance.
all the way.
What was your
True.
main grain that you used? You, of course, Mo used
My
to-
main was Crystal 40.
40. Okay,
No,
not much
Crystal
rye,
40.
right?
Not much
And
rye.
Andy used
I
how
used
much
a full
rye?
pound.
I think that's
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
taste the rye difference. I think really on the tongue.
Mhm.
Way
Quality
way
difference.
different.
Yeah, it's
Real
good
good.
stuff.
Way different.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's very smooth, very balanced.
And I think we've
The whole
noticed
way
all
through.
all the beers are changing a lot on the keg as they sit there for a while.
Yeah, so
These have sat
some
for
of
Crazy how
months
much
at
different
times,
they can
so,
be. Just that slight.
you know.
Dude,
Well, all
I couldn't-
variation.
I couldn't have drank that much. It was so sweet. The first
Really.
week later, it would even.
I'll
last
drink
week,
it for you.
I mean, it's
There you go.
It's gotten better. It's
So
gotten a
thumbs
lot
up on
better.
these. All right, good.
Yeah.
well done. E.
All right, so then mine is the last one. It's very similar, I guess, color to Andy's. I think yours was the darkest. Mine still has a bit of a haze on it.
Pretty close. Andy.
It's funny. Andy's had more of a reddish, like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
Like
red
a-
tone.
Well, he
like
used
a-
more
like
rye
a-
in his. He used a lot of
like
rye.
almost like a pink tint
Yep.
to it.
So here's mine. The nose isn't like Andy's at all. I don't smell much on mine. Mine's been in the keg for a month, so a month and a half. It's been on for a while.
Yours is a little more citrusy on the nose.
Yeah,
Is it
more
different than Eric's?
citrusy than Eric's. Not as
Yeah.
citrusy
Yep.
as
You
Andy's.
said
I-
not as much rye in yours.
No, I didn't. I only used I think 12 ounces of
Yeah,
rye.
10 ounces of rye.
10 ounces of rye. You got mine up, Andy.
Mhm.
I dry hopped with the Nelson Sauvin and Galaxy.
Yeah, you're the exact opposite of E.
Yeah, so
I'm
I'm
the dry hop.
and then I bittered all mine with Mosaic and Amarillo.
And that's funny is I could taste the rye in yours. You say you have less rye in here. I could
Then
taste the rye
Andy's,
in yours.
I have way more than him, so I have a little bit less than Andy. Yeah. Somebody's going on.
My wife's going.
So there's mine. The clarity on that. Mine's a little less than Andy's. Or-
Norm.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I've had
Great
it.
beer.
It's okay.
I
it's
thought it was
good.
great when we were
It's good.
brew day.
Again, very smooth.
I think mine has a little bit. It's not as smooth as these. There's no way. I think my finish is a little bit more bitter,
Yeah, yours is definitely more bitter.
and mine's similar to yours. I think in that respect, Andy.
But yours, you always tend to play it safe on the citrus side,
That's
which
true.
is nice, which is good. You end up getting a very balanced kind of IPA out of that, as opposed to kind of doing like a lot of. I had a lot of Nelson Sauvin, so I had E up in the front.
Yeah,
of
I'd
the
say
bill.
yours is kind of right
Yours-
in the middle.
Yeah.
Of, you know what I mean? Like,
So that's the funny thing here.
I'd
We
say
use
yours
this.
is right in the middle.
Yeah. We use the same ingredients.
It's all definitely
All of us
has
use
a
the
little
same, just in
flavor.
different proportions. But everything in these three beers came from the same source. And that the thing why I think we wanted to do this was we wanted to see could we make different beers based off of changing how much you use of a certain ingredient. And sure enough, you can. I think all three taste.
Well, there's
different.
so many, yeah, and I think there's so many subtleties in. There's some you used a lot of Whirlpool in yours. You didn't use any. I was the only one who I think did. Did you in first wort? So I may have been the only one who did a first wort in
I don't
mine.
know.
That's where the
Um,
clarity came from with yours.
So
He also used whole leaf. That helped.
he
We
used whole.
helped.
So we had so many differences, even though everything was the same. That it was really
Yeah.
cool to see how they all played out when they finished up. So
I think they're good.
fun little
It's turned out
experiment.
really
I'd
good.
be willing to try it again.
Try it again?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe
Maybe
the
we'll
same
do
thing.
that. Comment below. Any last thoughts on the beers? How about from the guys who didn't brew this? What do you think? Not bad, right?
My first time tasting any of your beers in quite a while, since you guys have kind of owned your craft a little bit.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was a little, I'll stick with what I'm buying next door at Whitey's. But, no, I think you guys are really, really stepping up your game and doing a good job. And these are all three good beers.
All right.
We do have our first beer, Todd.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
This is
I wouldn't drink that again.
It was called Sweet Victory IPA. It's us up in
Gotta
Pittsburgh.
start somewhere, huh?
big
What I would
Raiders.
say is, how about you brew that again?
Well, that was an extra
Yeah,
kit.
this was a kit.
There was a
We
kid.
could.
There was
Oh,
a kid.
yeah,
This is
well,
a kid.
We
yeah,
redo
okay.
the recipe.
Yeah, I guess we could.
So for any of you
We're on
Pittsburgh
spin on
fans
the
out here,
recipe.
That's when we whipped your tail in Heinz Field.
Oh,
so we
my
wanted
Oh,
to,
well, you just
Yeah, I
lost
think
some
that's it.
subscribers, I think.
so I gained so many more.
All right, Andy, what's
Of course, you did brew a New England IPA last time. So.
That is true.
And I did.
Yeah.
And when New Englanders see the name, they won't like that either. So
That actually, good segue, John. That's our next video. It'll be our brew day from our viewers' choice. We had a John from Red Dog Brewer who picked the New England IPA, and we brewed that. So that video will be up next. Any other last comments, guys? What do you think?
Yeah.
we
Good
got
job,
a couple of reviews on tap coming up. The New England IPA review and brew day. So you might see grain glass on that one, which would be fun. And if you are out there in YouTube and like our channel, go ahead and subscribe, and hopefully
Yes.
we'll keep putting out decent content for you.
All right, cheers, guys.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Good job,
Billy
guys.
and John.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Well done.
All right.
I was told to come over here and drink.
That's
Take 47.
That's the
Todd.
John.
3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back to TK9. What? What do you do?
You don't have to count out loud. Just
Don't you remember Wayne?
You don't say one. It's three. You don't say one. 3, 2.